welcome back. What is sustainable? I had a hard time falling asleep. In fact, I don't know if I slept or not. I looked up at the ceiling and wondered if maybe I dreamed that a young man I secretly slept with while in college really did reappear and sweep me off my feet in a matter of hours. I need to go for a walk. I don't brush my teeth or make coffee. Ew. I just put on a pair of sweats and a sweatshirt and walk outside. And who's in her driveway waving at me? Naomi, of course. Great party. Black folks sure know how to bring it, she says, zipping up her sweat jacket and joining me as if I'd asked her to. She has on sneakers, as always. That it was. Not everybody was black, I say, laughing. She, of course, looks down at her hands. Oh, I know. What's up this morning, girl? I have no idea. That much I can see because you're walking up this steep hill instead of down it. I stop dead in my tracks. Most people have to shift gears to make it up our street. I turn around. Looks like somebody finally got laid. She holds her palms up into this cold morning air. We both need gloves. No, I say, putting my hand inside my jacket pocket. Something almost better than getting laid. Like what? Because I would sure like to order some of it. And I tell her the whole story. I say go for it. You only live once. And let's face it, we're not getting any younger. He sounds like a dream. And if I like men, I married him even though we're both white. She cracks up and takes off her ski hat. She dyed her hair black. It looks too severe, but I don't say that. I fucked up my hair, so don't say anything. I have to let it grow out, and I was trying to be adventurous. So, how are things working out for you? I asked. Much better. And Macy's back? She nods. I get it, Naomi. I'm going to AA. Why? Because I need to stop drinking. Well, at least you're doing something about it. It's what sent her running. I'm the one who turned her into a bitch. I never would have married her if she started out as one. Is it hard to stop? Hardest thing I've ever done. I've lost two partners over it, but I'm not about to lose my wife, so game over. That is really good. I give her a maternal hug, even though I don't think I'm old enough to be her mother. As always, let me know if there's anything I can do. I told you, let me buy that stool. And I told you, you can have it. I meant it, so let's go get it when we get back down the hill. In fact, let's turn around. And I'm telling you, I would prefer to buy it. But why don't we do this? Wait until you build your inventory and see who wants to buy some of your work. I might actually be getting a studio. Smart move. Let me know if you need some help finding a place. I think I might already have all the help I need. She waves at me as she turns into her driveway. I trudge up mine and sit on the cold steps at the front door. When my cell phone rings, I don't look at it. I just answer. Is it too late for breakfast? He asks. Who is this? I feign. A blast from the past. I'm over the moon, I say, and then suddenly realize what I'm doing. Acting like some lovesick teenager when I'm more than half a century old. I need to slow my roll. This isn't some fantasy or some game I'm playing. This is real. I don't really even know Stanley. I remember him. What I do know right now is I'm all shook up. And whatever drug Stanley injected into my heart, I want to get a prescription for it and unlimited refills with unlimited refills. Would you mind meeting me in the Velvet Room at the hotel? Oh, Lord. No, I don't mind that much. It'll take me about an hour. I'll wait. I really want to call Wanda, but not now, not yet. I have no idea what I'd say. I'm falling for a man I don't even know, and he's not even black. And this is scary but exciting as hell. I'm trying to open my heart and shut down my brain, which is talking me out of something that feels beautiful. I shower and put on something soft and sincere. Jeans with a creamy cashmere sweater. My lips are red. My heart is beating so hard I place my hand over it and pat it like I would a crying baby. I take a tissue from my purse and dab my forehead, careful not to wipe off my makeup. I know where the velvet room is, and when I walk in, I see Stan sitting in a dark corner on one of those long leather seats I think they call banquettes. He smiled at me in a sinister way with his index finger motioning me to come on over as he slides out and stands up and shakes my hand heartily and says, "Good morning, Miss Young. I first like to thank you for joining me for breakfast, but I also like to ask you why you saw fit to make those beautiful lips of yours candy apple red so early in the day." I'm glad it's dark in here because I'm sure I'm blushing. "Good morning, Stan," I say, and I swear I want to stand on my tiptoes and kiss him, but I wouldn't dare. "I wear red lipstick a lot, and how are you this Sunday morning?" I ask, and it almost sounds phony because I haven't asked any man that question in years, at least not standing this close. "I'm happy to be alive and in San Francisco with you." Go ahead, Stan. He rubbing that on thick, ain't he? He slides into his seats and turns the corner and does not let go of my hand and pulls me down close enough to him so our shoulders touch. It's already pretty dramatic in here with the purple lights and those floor to ceiling purple velvet drapes behind us, and the bars looks like one giant piece of stained glass the way the light shines through the bottle. On our table, which I know is mahogany, sit a 3 foot cylinder glass vase full of flowers I don't think I've ever seen before. I have to admit, I'm nervous as hell. I don't really know what I'm doing here and what I expect to come from this little fantasy that Wanda has tossed me into. I have to remember not to thank her when this is over. "So," he says, handing me the menu, "what do you have a taste for?" I looked down at the menu, but first I read how the chef has partnered with local farmers and growers so he's able to produce dishes from items that have been grown in a sustainable and organic manner. Well, okay, that explains everything. But of course, my eyes become transfixed when I see the Texas pecan French toast. However, I force myself to skip over it as well as the Belgian waffles with freshly berry cream and candy almonds and scroll down to the disgusting organic steel cut oatmeal with brown cane sugar, walnuts, and golden raisins. What appeals to you? Hard to choose. The French toast sounds like it should be ordered. I wouldn't dare. Please don't tell me you're on a diet. I look over at him like, and so what if I am? Come on, Georgia. You look good. Live. Anything else you see that you might like? Everything except oatmeal. I have never liked oatmeal. Do you like French toast? Of course I do. Do you believe in sharing? Depends. How about I order the smoked salmon Benedict and the French toast for you? And let's have that ruby red juice to match your ruby lips. We can start with coffee. Yes or no? Yes. I try to be democratic about everything. And he orders, and the coffee comes, and we sip. I'm trying to prepare myself for something outrageous because I know it's coming. I just do. But I decide to see if I can bring this fantasy down to reality. So I ask, what have you been doing the last 10 years of your life since your wife passed? Let's cut right to it then, shall we? He says after he takes a sip of his juice. Well, first of all, my wife didn't die. She was killed. Drunk driver. We had no children together because she fixed that before we met. But she had 2 sons when I met her, and I'm the only father they know. One lives in Miami and the other one in London. They're thriving, both in their mid-30s. Then he takes a sip of his coffee, raises his hand to get a refill. To be honest, we've been thinking about divorcing, but just never got around to it. We've been together for more than 20 years. Anyway, it took me a couple of years to get used to being alone, living without her. And that's when I knew it was time for me to make some dramatic changes in my life. So 5 years ago, I retired from NASA and started working to clean up the neighborhood I grew up in. But I worked with real developers, and that's pretty much it. That's not all of it. You mean my personal life, of course. Okay, so suffice it to say, I haven't had one. You mean you haven't dated or been in a relationship? I've been on dates. It's different when you're almost 50 and even more difficult at 56. Can you be more specific? Hold on a minute. Let me interject and ask. What's your love life like? Are you dating? I have no love life. I don't date because no one asks me out, and I don't know how to flirt, and I'm too afraid to go online. And old men bore me, and I'm not a cougar. So it looks like I've pretty much been waiting for you. Ooh. And I cover my mouth. Oh no, I didn't just fucking say that. But then I burst into laughter. He bends over and kisses me on the lips, and his are now pink. I wipe them off with the burgundy napkin. I can't believe I just said that. I might have to take it back if we can go to if we can go to the videotape. As my oldest son would say, shit happens for a reason, and this is no accident. I've read magazine articles about how people reunite with lovers from their past, going as far back as middle school and even kindergarten, if you can believe that. But I never put much weight on it. First, you have to find the person to see if you feel anything. I feel something. Oh, Georgia. Then this is going to work, he says, and they bring our meal, and we sit there and eat every bite. You feel like walking? He asks. I almost walked this morning, but I love to walk again for real, I say. No. How about we take a drive across the Golden Gate and sit on the bench and then maybe do a little windsurfing with the sharks? Black people don't windsurf, I say sarcastically. Black people do everything white people do, so let's roll. And off we go. The fog is almost gone and it's cold, but Stan was smart enough to bring a heavy trench coat. We turn into Vista Point and sit on the hood of the car and look out at the sailboats in the bay in San Francisco and Alcatraz, and down to our left is the tip of Tiburon and Belvedere. The sky is unbelievable blue, and I know for a fact that this is the coolest dream I've had in years and that I do not want to wake up. So when can you come to New York and spend some time with me? I'm spending time with you right now, Stan. You want to know how I live? Yes. Wait, let me ask you, do you travel much? Not as much as I'd like, but I'm hoping after I leave my practice, I'll have more time to. But how much I'll be able to will be contingent on how I end up making a living. Answer your question? Oh, yes, it does. Okay, so I live in a hotel. Oh, Lord, please don't tell me it's a shelter. He's shaking his head and smirking at the mere thought that I would think it. I have plenty of shelter, and it's on the 36th floor, and I've got a 180-degree view of Manhattan and the Hudson River. What would make you want to live in a hotel? Because for years I lived in a big house with a yard and the pool and the three-car garage, and once I was in it alone, I realized what a waste of good space it was, and especially the energy and money it took to maintain it. Plus, I like to travel. I decided to be mobile, and this way I can do it. I love it. So, do you have a kitchen? He just looks at me, then pops me upside the head. I think I do, but I've never cooked anything in it. Why? Do you cook? Yes. Would you cook me something? Yes. In the future, if we have one, I hear myself say, don't you worry, the cards are in our favor. No comment. And how long do you plan on living this way? Until I drop dead or run out of money. I want to spend at least 2 or 3 months a year for the rest of my life seeing every single country I've always wanted to see, and living the way I do makes this very easy to accomplish. I actually think it's pretty cool. I'm not saying I have to stay in a five-star hotels everywhere I go. It's the countries I want to see, not the hotel. hotels, it's the people. And it's been an eye opener, and I believe has saved my life. I just look at him. Don't you ever get bored? He asks. Of course, I say. Blue? I nod. And what do you do about it? It's the reason I want to leave my practice. Are you really going to do it? I think so. Soon. You're scared though, aren't you? Of course I am, but it's not going to stop me. But don't you think that's a normal way to feel considering you're breaking a lot of traditional rules of what's supposed to happen when you reach middle age? Well, yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty. Yeah, well, when you didn't eat that pizza with me that day, you were basically challenging me, and I can see that your spirit hasn't been broken. I don't think it has. I'm ready to just go for it. I think we're both due for an adventure, and I want you to go on it with me. Sure, let me just run home and pack. I won't disappoint you, Georgia. I guarantee you that. I think we've been waiting for each other. Maybe. How about this for our first one? Do you like mud? What? Mud? You know, as in mud baths? I've only done it a few times, but it was great. Then how about we drive over that hill to Calistoga, take a mud bath and a mineral stream, get massages, and then come back to my hotel. We'll order room service. You sleep next to me tonight, and then I'll head back to New York, and you take as much time as you need to figure out if you want to hang out with me a little longer. If you're not happy being with me, then it just means the dream wasn't real. How about it? Damn. I was hoping more of a hell yeah, but I'll let it slide, he says, and takes my hand. I could not have made this shit up. That's the end of that chapter. Well, well, well. Stan in Georgia sitting in the tree. Kissing. Go ahead, Stan in Georgia. So, is Georgia going to take him up on his offer to travel the world? Is she going to go to New York? Ah, let's see. Well, we'll find out in the next chapter, right? I'm going to see y'all in the next chapter. Bye.